had a classic senior moment the other day. I think you relate to this.
Here we go.
So I was driving along, playing one of my favourite bands, Depeche Mode. They're an 80s synth band. You know one of their songs, Just Can't Get Enough.
What sort of music? Alternative?
Synth. No, yeah, alternative synth music. They've been around since the 80s.
Right.
So they had big hits with Just Can't Get Enough, Personal Jesus.
Just sing one lyric for me.
When I'm with you, baby, I go out of my head because I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. All those things you did to me. You know it.
I know it, yeah.
Yeah. So I had tickets to go see them in '88 and they cancelled at Festival Hall because he had a sore throat. And I've never seen them. God, it made me angry.
Did you walk home in a...
No, I did. For some reason, we knew, and that would have been before the internet. So I was going with Joe, one of my friends from uni, Joe Hitchin, and so we went and saw the Handmaid's Tale movie, which was...
Is that a movie?
Yeah, in the 80s it was a movie, yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. They made a movie before they made the TV series. Absolutely.
That's the one with the lampshades on their heads?
Yeah. I watched it last night.
Hang on, the movie?
No, the series. I've been watching
So
the series.
look, I'm going to be honest, I don't know many... Do men watch that show? Is it more of a female skew?
Well, you'd reckon it's female skew, but I love it. It's good. They've got some good ideas. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. Donald Trump will watch you go, this show's great. I just laugh. Really good.
I reckon Donald Trump would love this show.
They're really great. He'd love this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
They're just freewheeling.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it. Anyway, so I was in the car playing Depeche Mode, right?
Right.
I was going to the pub. Was it here? No, it was somewhere else. I was going to the pub to meet someone. Just can't get enough. Okay, I say hello to my friend at the bar and I go into the toilet. And I'm like, oh my God, they're playing Depeche Mode in the toilet over the speakers. This is same song. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So I come out to the dining room of the pub and I go to my mate, they're playing Depeche Mode over the speakers. Like I was playing him in the car. And he's like, yeah, have a listen. Now they're playing it out here too. I went, oh my God, they are too. And he goes, I tell you what, if you walk down the street, they'll be playing it there too. I said, what do you mean? He goes, because it's coming from your pocket. It was my phone. Oh, I felt like an idiot. Does it happen to you when you hear music or a voice? You're like,
that's great.
Oh, I honestly thought
Wow.
it was coming over the speakers.
Wow, they're playing it in here. Oh, wow.
What a coincidence.
Oh, that is pretty sad.
It's a senior moment.
Yeah.
Senior moment. Anyway, I ordered off the seniors menu. And how old do you have to be to order off the seniors menu? Because I'm 60 soon.
Oh,
Is it
well,
60?
have you got a senior's card?
When do you get that? What age? Is that 60 or 65?
I think I would say you probably get it at 60. Oh. I had one. I don't know what I've done with it.
Yeah, you had one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did good with the public transport and a good bit of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here at the pub, you can get senior meals.
Why? But anyway, congratulations that you will.
Yeah.
You're going to turn. You look. You're doing very well. I mean, besides a little bit off the mark.
A few things happening.
I had a
like
hearing
that.
test yesterday.
Oh yeah, and what happened?
Well, I was getting my eyes done because this is
2 in 1.
Well, my eyes have been playing up. I've got this thing called PVD, where you get little floaties in front of my eyes.
Yeah, I get that sometimes.
Yeah,
I think you're getting a migraine, but you're not.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the details?
Yeah, go on.
Well, it was a bit scary. I was really scared because I was getting floaties and then I was getting flashes.
Oh, I get that too.
Do you get flashes?
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Oh, that's interesting because I'm sure a lot of people out there, it's quite common.
But see, I get it when I've been on stage, and I reckon it's the stage lights. I'm driving home and I'm seeing like a flash.
Well,
I think it might be the stage lights.
Yeah, well, basically what it is, it's the gel in the back of the eye, which is connecting to the retina, and it's gone a bit, it's not as fluid as it used to be, and it sort of breaks bits off, which cause the, I shouldn't be explaining this, but it causes the floaters, which will stay there for some time.
Yeah.
And then it also pulls away from the retina, which causes the flashes. So I was getting flashes, and then I made the big mistake.
What?
I looked it up.
Oh, yeah, don't look it up.
And then I went, I looked at, I looked it up. I had everything for a detached retina.
But it wasn't, though.
But they said if you have floaters that are new, I had some new floaters, and if you are getting new flashes, get to the doctors. And it was in the middle of Easter. I couldn't get there. No. Somebody goes, do you want to go to the hospital? I go, I don't know. I'm a bit scared now. I don't know. Anyway, so I couldn't go till after Easter. And then they, anyway, I've got, it's PV vitreotus detachment. So you get flashes as you get on, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it.
Nothing.
So occasionally I get little like lightning bolts.
Yeah, I get in the side.
Yep, that's very common. Watch me move my eyes.
Yeah.
If I do that, I get little flashes going on.
But then how did you get a hearing test?
Well,
Because you're there for eyes. Was it eye
Well,
expert or hearing expert?
I went-
Ear, eye, and throat.
ear, nose, and throat.
Ear, nose, and throat. Sorry.
Yeah. I went to, I'll give them a plug, I suppose. I went to Specsavers. And as you sit down to do the blow test, when they blow for your pressure, you ever done the blow test?
Hang on. No.
They do a little puff in your eyes. It's the eye pressure, very important.
Mate, top of the range. Specsavers. Go on.
Yeah. She goes, sit down, we're going to do that. Oh, but before, would you like to do a quick hearing test? I said, no. With no disrespect, but I know it'll be bad.
And it's also not ear savers, it's Specsavers, yeah? Well, they're going to try and flog you a hearing aid, are you?
Well, they've branched out a little bit.
Yeah, they've...
McDonald's they've branched over to
It's
chicken
true.
as well as,
Yeah, it's
as
true.
meat. That's not a good analogy.
KFC tried breakfast for a while.
Yeah. So, and I'm going, okay, might as well do it. Because they want to sell a set of hearing aids. They're going to find the fault.
Yeah.
And then they make the sale. So you buy a set of glasses and you buy a set of hearing aids. I mean, good on them. It's a business. It's a world to live in. So, okay, here we go. Put my things on. Oh, I heard that noise. Yep, heard that one. 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 Anyway, I actually did quite well.
Yeah, you got good hearing probably.
No, well, she said you have some reduction. I think everyone's going to have a bit of
course.
reduction,
Especially if you've been in show business. It's not as bad as being in a band.
Your
but
excessive masturbation can make your hearing go. Oh, that's your eyesight, isn't it? That's what. Yeah. Imagine if they looked in your eyes and went,
have you been...
I think you've been doing something a little bit too much of something.
yourself.
How do you tell? Don't worry, we can tell.
You can tell. Oh, boy.
But anyway, so yeah, no, she said it was quite good. I think my left ear was a little bit worse than my right ear.
Yeah.
So I have to sort of, have to cup that one.
Yes.
So anyway, there you go. So if I ever meet you
Yeah.
and I look a little bit glazed,
It's because your eyes flashes.
I met someone who listens to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to upset you though.
Why? What do they say?
She goes,
I talk
I
about
love
food
the
too
podcast.
much?
No, she goes, when Dave gets excited, he talks really loud.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. Talk loud.
I don't think you do.
No, I have always projected because I think I've done 35 years of bad gigs.
Because the normal complaint is that I don't talk loud enough.
You're not loud enough. But
And
I've turned you up.
I've tried to.
I've turned you up.
You
I do talk loud.
And you probably try to make up for my quietness.
No, that's just... I am loud. I know that.
But her name was Patty.
Good on
And
you,
she-
Patty.
Good on you, Patty. And
on
I
you,
said,
Patty.
how am I going to remember her name? She goes, Patty's Pies.
Yeah, Patty's pies.
So I thought, well, that's how I remember.
I kind of
But,
speak
yeah.
soft.
So if you,
soft.
yeah, but you get excited.
People get excited.
Your kids tell me that you get excited around when you're overseas. When someone says lunch, you walk fast.
Yes, true.
What do I get excited about? I get it. I have to say I get excited about food. Food would be my number one excitement.
Food and hearing tests. Or just going to Southland in general. You just love it down there. You love
What do you mean? What's wrong with that?
You love it. You love it. Wander around the shops.
we have a donut and a coffee. I can't
Yeah.
believe we have a donut and a coffee, and it's really exciting.
Oh, that's exciting. Donuts are good. Anyway, play the music, Sam.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
We never do corrections or anything on this podcast because we have several.
I'm sure I said.
No, someone said we were talking about Manu and I was saying he's French. You were talking. They think you were talking about Miguel, who's actually Spanish. You know Miguel, the other cook.
You are correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's quite handsome.
Yeah,
he's quite
very
handsome.
handsome.
Yeah, whereas Manu maybe not as much.
Now, hang on. Oh, Manu's the one on
the French one.
He is French.
Yes.
I was thinking about
Miguel.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So someone-
exactly what I'm saying.
I don't know who corrected
So we
you.
were both right.
Yeah.
In a way,
right.
except I was wrong.
And
with
the other thing, I can't believe that I said that down the pub at Lawn, I said they do 300 Palmers over summer. I failed to add they do 300 Palmers a day.
Well, I did think.
Did you think that when you're going, that's not much over summer? That's like one.
I didn't want to. I
But
thought,
why did you correct me?
I should have.
I was listening going, that just
didn't
sounds
hear-
like the shittest fact ever.
Yeah, well,
But it was actually 350 a day he was doing over summer. That's amazing.
I do hear things that because I hear myself not listening to you. And the reason I'm not listening is because I'm preparing something in my head. I'm going, I'll tell that story. Then I start telling the story.
I know.
And then I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
But I think you're pretty good. You listen all the time.
I do, but not all the time. Just ask my wife.
Yeah, well, I think that's a common thing in relationships.
That's just normal.
Within families, you know.
Okay, well, we should get our topics. We've done our corrections.
Endlessly.
We've done our corrections.
Fascinating.
I'm sure there's others. We get 2 topics. We've got to work out how they're related. It's a very simple premise. Sometimes there's... Oh, well, what if Sam's been listening to us?
No, I think, you know what?
I've got a curveball feeling about today.
Ooh.
She's going to go, God, these guys talk about themselves too much.
Yeah, let's make them talk about something.
And, you know, and
Give them a lot to talk about.
yeah.
All right, what are the topics, Sam?
Gold Coast meter maids, the Bee Gees, and in brackets, the Beatles.
You know what? I've never said this before.
Why is it in brackets? Must be a small part of the story.
I've never said this before. I'm going to predict I've got it, but I'm not going to say it.
We've done the Bee Gees before. We did Bee Gees and CPR. If you're staying alive,
yeah.
it's the perfect rhythm for doing CPR. Bruce, Barry. And we've done the Beatles because we did the Beatles and Everest because that was going to be the name of one of their albums or something. Yeah, Everest. Yeah, we did Beatles as well.
You've got a good memory.
But
My
who
hearing's
do you
going
prefer
right, so it's going.
out of the Bee Gees and the Beatles? Who would you?
Oh,
who
look,
had a chance to go to a concert?
well, I was alive. Were you alive when they came to Australia?
No, Beatles. No.
67, wasn't it?
Oh, I was
68?
2. Yeah,
62.
I was 2.
You were 2. Oh, yeah. So I remember them coming, and it was huge. It was such a big deal.
Yeah.
I remember putting my school uniform on. This is boring. And going to my mum, what do you mean we have to go to school? Surely it's a holiday.
Because the Beatles are here.
Because the Beatles are here.
And they played Festival Hall in Melbourne, didn't they?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they couldn't hear. It was too loud. Everyone was screaming. That's why they stopped playing, wasn't it?
And a friend of mine was a cameraman for Channel 9, the news department of Channel 9, and he stood behind the Beatles when they were on Southern Cross, the Southern Cross balcony.
Yeah. Wow.
So the other day, I brought that vision up, and I couldn't find him. So I'm going to have a word to him next time I
he's
see him.
Probably
Yeah.
manufacturing.
Okay, I will. Hang on, it's going to bring up some. Hang on.
You know what? The Beatles are only around. They were only together for like 10 years, weren't they? But they had some amazing songs, incredible albums.
Lennon
And they went for a
McCartney,
transformation, didn't they? They're like a boy band almost originally.
alternative when they discovered the poppy pops.
Yeah.
Didn't
Lucy in the sky, diamonds. Yeah, they went over and met the Raj or whatever. And
Yeah, and they're very much into the old
Maharishi.
Yeah, and good
the
on them.
sitar.
Yeah,
George
yeah.
Harrison started playing the sitar.
And
Who's your favourite Beatle? There's a question.
I think I've talked about this before, but my family bloodline is I'm a Harrison.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
yeah, so
I've
when
never
the
heard
Beatles
this.
came out, there was talk in my family that we were related to George Harrison, and I mean, yeah. So and I look at him, and George Harrison does look a bit my nephew's actually. He
He does a bit.
He does a bit.
Yeah,
He does. Yeah,
He does. Well, that's amazing because I'm related to Paul McCartney. I'm not. I love George Harrison, actually. I think he was my favourite Beatle.
Did he had periods where they wouldn't do his songs and stuff? Was there a bit of tension there? Was there?
Yeah. He was the youngest member for a start. Yeah, and Paul and John dominated. But he had some good songs. Here Comes the Sun.
I told you when I was doing the Formula One Celebrity
You
Grand
saw
Prix.
him?
Yeah.
You saw him.
I walked through one of the pits, and there was a guy on just a little chair sitting in the corner. I went, that was weird.
Yeah.
What was it? And I got
George
outside
Harrison.
and I went, it was George Harrison just sitting there because he loves Formula One so much.
He's probably there for the Harrison family reunion. No one had turned up.
No, I didn't get invited. And he used to have a place up in the Hamilton Island for when the world was going to end.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got into the Hare Krishnas too, didn't he, George Harrison?
Hare
Krishna.
Okay, let me.
Hare
I will. Hang on, I'm just
Krishna.
going to bring up hits by the Beatles.
Yeah, Oopla Doopla Da.
Let's
Yellow
see how
Submarine.
we 69 times on Spicks and Specs.
68.
How well
Coming up to 69. Go on.
I'll give you the song. You can just give me a little bit of lyrics from it. Okay, here's Abbey Road. Is that a song? No,
It's
it's
an
an
album.
album. A Hard Day's Night.
It's been a hard day's
That's easy,
night.
isn't it? Let it be.
Yeah, Let It Be. With the Wells of Wisdom. I'll get it wrong. Let It Be. It's a good song, though. I like that song. Good piano.
Twist and Shout.
Was that theirs, though? Was that Chuck Berry or someone wrote Twist and Shout?
Oh, really?
I've embarrassed myself now.
Oh, Oopla Doopla Da. Love that.
What's your favourite Beatles song?
Oh, Across the Universe, I reckon.
How's that go?
Across the Universe. It's great. It's sort of more of a unknown one, but I also like. I've got some on my phone. I I'm so tired. You know that one?
No.
I'm so... Oh, you know what I love? I love the Rubber Soul album because that was like the pop album, Norwegian Wood. There once was a girl, or should I say, I once had... You know
Oh,
that
that's
one?
beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, yeah.
I once had a girl. Well, what's your favourite Beatles song? Da, 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 da. Okay, what's your favourite Beatles song?
Probably Let It Be.
Great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah. Did I write it? No, I didn't write it.
No, you didn't write it.
Okay, here's some albums.
Sgt.
See how,
Pepper's.
I've got a list here. Well, let's have a see how many albums you can. What's wrong?
Okay, well, Sgt. Pepper's,
Yes.
Abbey Road,
Yes.
The White Album,
Yes.
Let It Be, which is an EP, I think.
Wow, you're good.
I don't know the early ones, though.
Rubber Soul?
Rubber Soul, I said,
Yeah.
mentioned Rubber Soul.
Hard Day's Night.
That's the early ones, Hard Day's Night.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, what's the rock one? There's a rock one. Is that the White Album? Did I miss any?
Yeah. Well, I haven't got all of them. You've said all the ones that I had.
Okay.
Yeah. And what were they named? This is off the thing here. What was their name before they were the Beatles?
Oh, I should know this. And who was the drummer? Pete Best was the drummer before Ringo
What
started.
happened with him? He got flicked.
He
did
got flicked. He was. They reckon Ringo was a better drummer. The Cavern Men or something. The Cavern.
No, yeah, the Quarrymen.
The Quarrymen.
Yeah. See.
And who was the guy who was in the Beatles and had a stroke and died in
Bernie Epstein.
Stuart Sutcliffe.
Who is Epstein?
Epstein's the guy that had the island. Oh no, you're talking about the manager.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the island. But, he was a manager, and we've talked about this before. They went to Hamburg. That's where they had where they did 8 shows a day or whatever. You know, when they went to the port.
Oh,
German
that's right.
port,
Yeah.
Hamburg.
Yeah. Now, if you had a phone company and you're going to go, what do we name our phones? What would you name it? When you went to the meeting, would you go, I want to call this Apple? Wouldn't you have not said in the meeting, surely you can't call it the same thing as the Beatles albums? Abbey
Yeah,
Road.
because that was their record label.
Yeah, there was Abbey Road, yeah, and it was called Apple.
That
That was the record label's called Apple.
Yeah.
Does that still exist?
was their own record label, I think. Oh God!
And who and Michael Jackson owns the copy.
He bought for a while. He had all the Beatles back catalogue,
Which means
but
what?
I think Paul McCartney bought it back, didn't he? Which means he can say you can use it in movies, you can use it in TV shows.
What a weird thing. It's just
know.
like my album
little-
collection's bigger than yours.
It's a little bit, yeah. I
Michael
don't
Jackson,
like it.
he's not weird, is he?
No, I think he might be. Well, let's talk about the Bee Gees. You want to talk about the Bee Gees?
Oh, anyway, you asked me a question before. Yes, we will. You said who was my favourite out of the Beatles and the Bee Gees. I must admit, this is big. I used to love the Beatles. And then I just went through this period where I just couldn't listen to them. I think because it reminded me of the past too much. I don't know. Maybe when I was in the boys' home,
Something happened.
Something happened, and then around the same time, I really started to love the Bee Gees.
Yeah, Bee Gees great. That's funny. You had a transition.
Yeah.
But they've got some great songs, and some of the songs, I don't know.
What do you mean?
The Bee Gees. No, they've got some great songs. World singing.
The harmony was breathtaking.
The three brothers.
Yeah.
Barry, Morris, Robin. Oh, got him.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
And then there was another one, wasn't there? Robin. No, hang on.
No, there's
Who
Robin,
was the one
Barry,
that passed
Morris.
away?
There's only one left.
Yeah, but no, that was the three. But then there was another brother.
Oh, there was another brother.
who passed away, unfortunately, after a relationship, I think.
Oh.
What was his name? Oh, God.
Gary Gibb.
Keith. Oh,
Keith Gibb.
Yeah.
The Bee.
There's
But
something
they
wrong.
were, we claimed them as our own, but they came.
They were British and original.
They came out on the same boat as, was it Daryl Braithwaite or something like that? There's some fact where.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Sam, we've got to, because I've
Oh, that's a good one.
Who got the boat with the Bee Gees?
Oh, you're telling me that Daryl Braithwaite is not Australian?
Oh, I don't know if it's Daryl Braithwaite. It's someone like that.
Is it ACD? Oh, you know, it might be the Thingo Brothers from
Oh,
ACDC.
might be.
You're thinking of Red Simons from Skyhooks.
Wow.
That's right. And he said he played with the Bee Gees on the boat.
Meaning that he
But when I asked him about it on radio, he said, no, I didn't play songs with them. I just played with them because we were
with the
children.
dolls and stuff.
Yeah, we were children.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
What an amazing fact.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I didn't know Red Simons was like a 10-pound pom. I didn't know that.
I don't reckon the Bee Gees are talking about it, though.
No, they're not.
There's only one left. I don't reckon they're bringing up Red Simons.
Well, he was a guitarist in the Skyhooks.
Well, yeah, that's very true. And maybe that influence, came up... went on to him doing what he wanted to do. Okay, what
else can we say about the Bee Gees?
Well, what are the big hits? How deep is your
Well,
love?
they had like sort of a pop, with Spicks and Specks and songs like that, and the Mining Desires. They had a lot of ballads, and then they had their disco era with Staying Alive.
Which was in mid-70s?
Yeah, mid-70s.
70s, late 70s?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, Staying Alive, that was just the best album. A great film.
Great film. Saturday Night Fever, they soundtrack for that too, didn't they? They did a lot of stuff.
They did They did one after that, which wasn't as successful about rollerblading, was it? Wasn't it?
They?
Not rollerblading, roller skates.
Yes.
Yeah.
You Win Again. That's a great song too.
Yeah, incredible band. Oh, that's why they born in the UK. They came to Australia because their father was worried about them being, getting involved with the wrong sort of people, and they moved to Brisbane, I think.
That's right. They were Queensland.
Yeah. Then they moved back after they. Seeing them on some TV show. They were very young. They must have been like 10 years old.
Yeah, they were good singers then, though, weren't they?
And I mean, three of the brothers have died. It's very tragic. I mean, Barry, the oldest, is still around.
Yeah, still perform sometimes.
What can we say that hasn't already been said about the Bee Gees?
We love them. They're great.
Yeah.
Bee Gees. Let's talk about the Gold Coast Meter Maids. Yeah. So I don't know if the Meter Maids still exist, but this was I remember seeing them in the 70s when I was up there as a kid.
Wouldn't surprise me if they. But it's not it's a horrible thing very quite objectifying.
Well, hang on, yeah, it's objectifying. But so okay, explain to people that don't know what it was. You explain it.
Well, it was it was done by the council or the government, where the women in bikinis and tiaras would go around with bags of money and top up your meter if you looked like you're going around. So it was a gesture towards people having holidays there.
Yeah.
To go, how good are we to allow you to park a bit longer, and we're not going to give you a fine. We're going to put some money in the meter. So it was great sort of a media, this is a happy place because people do happy things and friendly things. So therefore, come to the Gold Coast. And you got to say, it worked.
Oh, it
Are there meter maids in other parts of the country? Was it a steal, or were we the first?
Just Gold Coast, I reckon. Well, I reckon it was just the Gold Coast, just the Goldie. But how pissed off would the parking officers been when that was introduced?
Because they're coming back and they're going, the freaking meter maids have been around again. What do you want me to do? How can
they'd
I
all
do my
surely
job?
meet at the same council depot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where are you going today, girls?
Yeah.
What am I telling you? Oh, come on.
No point. Yeah, find out where they're going. We're not going there. I'm going to get my batch well before the bikini girls get out there.
Yeah.
What was the tiara all about?
I don't know. Just to they look like a beauty pageant.
Oh, that's what a beauty
Queen.
pageant is thing. And did they have a sash?
Yeah, they had a sash.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know of anyone who's ever been one. Do we know? We can't ring one up,
No,
can we?
I met a woman the other day who was a Carlton Bluebird. Which is
that's pretty good.
And a Big M girl.
Oh, that's really good.
Hey, that's
Big
pretty. Both double header.
Big
double
M,
banger.
I mean, as if you're a teenage surfer boy like me, the Big M girls were like, oh gosh.
They're in a bit.
He wanted to be around them and the people in the Coke ads.
Oh, yeah, they always had fun.
I wanted to jump inside one of those balls and run down the hill. Those big plastic balls that the Coke ads have?
Yes. I mean, what's your vibe on the Gold Coast? When was the last time you went there?
I went there a few years ago No, I was only there 12 months ago. Yeah, oh God, you want me to tell that story again?
Not really.
You know what
you
the story
stayed in
is.
Thingo's beach house.
Don't say Thingo. 3-time world champion Mick Fanning.
I saw him at the footy. I was at the footy on Monday night.
He was here. He's down here for the Bells comp.
And he was flipping the coin with his kid.
Yep. Sounds like a metaphor.
And I said to the kids, if they didn't say who he was, I wouldn't have known. I didn't know who Mick Fanning is. But to see him, you pass him on the street, any non-surfers, I don't reckon most people would know him.
Well, that's true, because surfing doesn't have a profile like a lot of...
Like AFL in Melbourne, for example.
But having said that, when a Formula One driver walked down the street, would you know who he was?
No.
Yeah. You hang around with Mick Fanning when the surf's up, buddy, and, So, yeah, I stayed at his house. I slept in his room, and I walked across the beach, and I swam where he surfs every day.
Wow.
Over the past 6 months, they have had the most phenomenal surf. there was a cyclone up there in Queensland.
Oh, yes.
Surf was going off. And now in New South Wales, well, a little while ago in New South Wales, it was going off. Huge surf. So guys like Fanning were just ripping it out in front of their house. And I think Fanning was one of the ones who just got out there in his jet ski and helped out with people, towing them out,
Punched a few sharks.
Yep, punching a few sharks here and there.
Is he
so
on
he
the
lives
Gold Coast
in,
proper?
hang on, what?
Can we ring him up?
What's the airport?
Yeah, that's down the bottom. Near
that's
Burleigh
where
Heads and all that.
Yeah,
that's a nice part. I like that bit of the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I like Burleigh Heads.
I must admit, I went to the Gold Coast with you one time. I can't remember why. Oh, because we did a gig on a little island off the Gold Coast.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, and I remember getting in the car, and you just knew exactly what you were doing. And you just drove. I'm really impressed. Dave knows where his way.
Traffic's terrible though.
There's only one road. It's just the road that runs along
the highway.
Yeah, and
so have you got Mick Fanning's number? Can we ring him and talk to him about the Gold Coast?
I don't have his phone number. With respect, we don't have each other's phone numbers. We just leave each other alone. We let us.
Your people talk to his people, kind of thing.
Yeah. But if next time I see him, I can ask him
his
about
number.
Anyways,
Well, you know what? I'm always intrigued because we're Melburnians. We're in a colder climate. We'd both love the beach, and we would both love to live up there.
In that sort of, that's like you move
certain parts of the year.
Yeah, look, they call it the 8-month rule, where you go if you're from Melbourne, the southern states, you go up there and you last about 8 months.
Oh, really?
You come back, because I guess there is. I mean, you can only go to the beach so many times.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Look, I've got to admit, when I'm up there, I go. I want to live in this climate. I want to be in shorts with pull-up socks, white socks, and I want to go down to the
Twin Towers RSL.
I want to go down there. I want to play some lawn bowls, and I want to have a lovely lunch, and then have a bit of a go on the pokies. That's a good day.
And fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go up there January, February, it's stinking hot.
Yeah, it's so hot.
So awful.
Yeah, it really is. Because the average temperature up there is like 28, 29. That's not too bad. You get up into the 30s, you collapse almost.
Yeah.
It's so oppressive up there. But having said that, I mean, we're so lucky if you're from the southern states, from Tasmania, Victoria, to have a place like that where we can go in the colder months.
Yeah, we're lucky.
I love Queensland.
Well,
do we have listeners in Queensland?
Yeah, of course.
When you go up there with the
absolutely. Yeah, big in Queensland.
I'm a huge fan, and please, come forward.
Keep listening.
There. Yeah.
The only person I know who's moved there recently is I saw him at the airport, and I did Spix with him, Brian Mannix from the Uncanny X-Men. Everybody wants to work.
I know what's going to happen here.
No,
I don't have Mick Fanning's number.
But I got Brian's number.
So you could ring him.
Yeah, ring Brian
I don't believe you.
Well, let's ring. I got it right here.
Bullshit.
Rock legend.
I mean, show me the face that. Oh, you have too.
Mannix. Well, let's get him on the phone.
Oh, right. I'm impressed.
Hello.
Brian Mannix, it's Dave O'Neill here.
And Glenn Robinson on our podcast. I hope you're not doing anything inappropriate or we haven't caught you at a bad time, but we'd love to chat to you. Is that okay?
I'm in the Virgin Lounge, and I think the whole name is just, I don't think there's a virgin here. But the beer is free.
Yes.
The beer is free, and there we go.
Right, now, we're ringing you because I know you moved. You told me you moved to the Gold Coast.
Yes.
So we want to talk about because we do topics on this podcast, and we're doing Gold Coast Meter Maids.
Yeah.
So how long have you been on the Goldie?
About 3 years now. But in saying that, I've probably done 60 trips to Melbourne and 20 to Sydney and probably 8 to Adelaide. So, I'm still in touch with the rest of the country. But, yeah, about 3 years.
I remember seeing you at the airport, probably at the Virgin Lounge, and we had a chat about your life. And I've got to say I was jealous because I love the beach. Dave loves the beach.
Yeah.
And that you were a regular part. Do you have a swim every morning? Because we live in Melbourne. You know what it's like. You know what it's like in winter.
Yeah.
Do you swim every day?
Look, when you get here, you first, it's 21 degrees. I'm in the water, fantastic.
Yeah.
And the water's about 24, 25 degrees. Like,
so
if you go to Torquay after a month of 40 degrees, the water's still 2.
Yes.
So you don't go in as much. Especially if you've got a set of Jats crackers, it's really difficult to get in. Up here, the water's, even in winter, it gets down to, the water's 21 degrees.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
But the best thing about up here on the Gold Coast is half the population's on holidays. So you're surrounded by people that are happy. They're not in a rush. They're just chilling out enjoying life, and it really makes a big difference when everybody around you is happy.
That's very true.
Makes you happy.
Yeah, it's very true.
So you like it? You like the move, Brian?
I haven't had one split second where I've regretted it. I should have done it 30 years ago, but after 281 days of lockdown and I think Victoria clocked up more debt than New South Wales and Queensland combined, I knew it was going to get pretty expensive down there. And just the weather after a while, just, it was time for change, and it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I wake up in the morning and I look at the ocean. It's like, how good is this?
Yeah.
Did you get much recognition up there, Brian, as a rock star?
Yeah, I tend to do a few selfies every day, but that's all right. They're probably going to worry. I've got to probably worry when they don't want a selfie.
Yeah.
So, so I've always got a bit of patience for people that want a selfie. I think, oh, well, good on you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I'm thrilled to hear that you're still working. It's great to hear that. You doing solo stuff? Are you doing stuff with the band? What are you doing?
Well, I just did a tour with Wang Chung and Katrina and the Waves at the Escape Club, which was really great. We did the whole country. And
everybody Wang Chung tonight, yeah?
Yeah. And they were really good guys, but actually I kind of blew it a bit with them because I was talking to Jack, and when I first saw him on Countdown, I thought, this guy looks like Dr. Smith from Lost in Space. Yeah. And I'd had a few, and I was talking to him, and I said to him, has anybody ever told you look like Dr. Smith from Lost in Space? And he looked shocked and appalled. And I thought, oh, shut up, Brian, shut up. And then Nicky, his partner, goes, actually, you do look like Dr. Smith from Lost in Space. And then the next day, the guy from the Escape Club comes up and goes, every time I see him now, all I think of is Lost in Space. So I kind of inadvertently created a thing. And Katrina and the Waves thought it was hilarious as well. So, yeah, well done, Brizey.
Because you're doing the Stars of Countdown, aren't you?
Yeah.
Live in concert. I've just Googled it.
Yeah, that's all about to start.
That's 9th of May, West Point Casino. Oh, yeah, Launceston Country Club. God, you're going everywhere. Bendigo, Frankston, Warrnambool.
So, are you still rock and roll though? I mean, I look at that guy from AC/DC, the guitarist, whatever his name is, Angus, who drinks tea and has an early. Where are you sitting in that? In that world of rock and roll? Are you an all-nighter guy? Are you off to bed at 10:30 after finish the gig? Where do you sit?
Well, I think they're all a bit, soft these days. They're all having a water and a yogurt, or I've even got a couple of guys in the band that have beer, no alcohol, and I'm going, oh, for God's sake, if you're going to have a water or something, just put it in an empty VB can, just so it looks good.
Yeah, it's not like the old days.
And if you're eating yogurt, just say you're having wild sex or something. I don't know, but it's just crazy.
So do you still, let's be honest, do you still get approached do you have fans that, still want to...
Groupies?
Well, yeah, do you have groupies?
You're single, aren't you, Brian? You were married for a long time, but you're not anymore, I know. You told me.
No, I know. No, I'm not, no. Yeah, there still seems to be a little bit of interest in me.
Well, I got to say, when I see you still look the same. So
you look fantastic.
You look amazing.
Yeah.
Unlike Scott Kahn, who you work a lot with Kids in the Kitchen, he blew up a bit for a while, didn't he?
He's lost a bit, but he blew up for a little while, and
we all have, but
I always look to Mick Jagger and I go, well, hang on, he's a lot older than me, and he doesn't have a pot tummy, so come on, you better work on it, Brizey.
Do you have a fitness regime?
No, not really. I just naturally walk a lot because I don't have a car anymore, which is great because I can just walk anywhere in surface, and the public transport's really good. Costs you $1 to go
tram.
anywhere.
Do you use that tram?
Oh, the tram's great.
Yeah, right.
So it's 50 cents every ride you have, so I can go from Surfers to Brisbane for $1.
You're sounding old now.
And that's something else that they did that's really cool. I think the federal government gave everybody $70 to help with your electricity bills.
Yeah.
Well, the state government up here gave us $1,000.
Oh.
I was still $500 in credit. I haven't paid an electricity bill for 6 months.
Oh, sounds good. Are the meter maids still around? I think they're still around, aren't they? Or...
No. We got some just got some mean-looking dudes in blue shirts putting parking tickets on everything. The meter maids are long gone. But we do have Hollywood showgirls.
Oh.
But actually, no, you got to put $1 in their garter, so it's probably a bit different now.
Well, you've got a few extra dollars from the government, so you're doing fine.
I'm spending all of my electricity money down at Hollywood showgirls.
I want to move to the Gold Coast
Yeah,
now.
I do too.
Yeah, I know. It sounds
Painted a
good.
great picture.
Oh, great. Hey, Brian, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, and keep up the good work in the name of the generations. What decade did you start?
70s? Was it 70s?
1980.
Yeah, well, same as me. I started in '88, and I'm happy that I'm still kicking around a little bit. And you're doing the same thing. Keep on doing it, my friend. You're doing a great job.
Well, just trying to keep somewhat relevant.
And also, as I say to my kids, well, what else am I going to do? Like, it's been too long. You can't do anything else. You're not going to get a job at IGA. It's not going to happen.
I tried to get into the police force, and that didn't happen either. But
Did you really?
maybe married at first sight, or,
Yes.
What a great
or
idea.
in my case, run at first sight. Anyway,
Thanks, Brian.
There
Thanks, Brian. That was
All right.
fantastic.
We'll see you on the road.
cheers, guys. Keep on rocking.
Oh, wow. Brian Mannix. I love Brian Mannix. He was way the funny lead singer, too. He had a bit of...
Oh,
good sense
he
of
would.
humour.
He's got chutzpah.
Yeah, he's funny.
He really has, and he's got charm.
And he looks like a rock star.
He looks like a rock
like a
star,
rock
and he's
star.
still holding that look. When I saw him, he's still holding that
He
look.
does.
He looks really good.
Well,
Yeah.
do we need thinking music? What about the Beatles, Bee Gees, Meter Maids, the Beatles? Who does a good? You could do a Beatles impression. Hang on.
Yeah.
Ringo,
Ringo,
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Liverpoolian.
Thomas was angry. He used to do Thomas the Tank Engine, didn't he?
Yeah, that's. You know who can do? I was watching this the other day. What was it? Simon Pegg.
Oh, I love Simon Pegg. Yeah.
Have you seen him do his?
No.
He does a routine about how he can do all the Beatles' voices, but in different parts of his mouth.
Oh wow.
So he explains it. He goes, George is up the back, and so and so's down the front, and he does all four of them really quickly. Do you want to hear that?
Yeah.
It's funny.
All right.
This is quite difficult. It's about how the Beatles live in your mouth in different places. No, hang on. It was in terms of doing Beatles impressions.
So when you want to do John, you talk like this, it's sort of up there. But when you do Paul, it's up there like that, it's sort of much more. And then when you do George, it's sort of over here. And Ringo's right at the front like that, you see.
Oh, he's so good, Simon Pegg.
He is.
He's good in
He's
Mission Impossible too.
He's great. Imagine being in a film like that, and being able to be funny, and also maintain the tension. That's real talent.
Shaun of the Dead's really funny too. He's
Okay, so
zombie movie.
I made a call on this one earlier.
Yeah, go on. What is it?
Okay, the Beatles and the Bee Gees wrote a song about the meter maids, and I don't. The Beatles had "Love the Rita Meter Maid."
Oh, they did too.
And make me think of you, but I don't remember the Bee Gees one. So I'm honest. You are meters of Queensland.
I don't.
Put money in the meter.
No. What is? Well, I'm going to say. Hang on. Beatles, Bee Gees, Meter Maids. Oh, the Meter Maids. 60s it was, wasn't it? They appeared on stage with the Bee Gees and the Beatles to promote the Gold Coast.
That's a pretty good answer.
Okay. What is the answer, Sam?
The Gold Coast meter maids were invented by a property developer and entrepreneur called Bernie Elsey. Bernie would book entertainment to appear at his Gold Coast parties and once booked the Beatles. The Beatles expected free food as well as pay. He cancelled them for asking and got the Bee Gees to perform instead.
Oh, that's great.
Wow, Brian.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Imagine cancelling the Beatles.
God, that's a story.
Bernie.
I had the Beatles booked, and
They wanted food as well as pay.
Yeah, no. So I said,
Nah,
no,
that's
you can
not
piss
on.
off, mate. No,
We don't do that in Queensland.
No, you're gone. I'm cancelling.
I've got these
Well,
three young blokes from Queensland. They're going to
Yeah.
get up and sing. They'll be just as good.
Yeah,
They'll be just as famous.
Sam's good with her research.
Connection.
With their research. That is quite an intricate. That's like something you would read in a almanac about music.
I'm trying to think of my Queensland stand-up. Oh, okay. I remember.
This is good.
Well,
I'm
you know,
settling
I used to
into
say,
this.
would you fight in a war? And I said, even if Australia was invaded, I used to say, you know, if the Indonesians invade Australia, let them have Queensland. You know what I mean? Because they're going to go to Dreamworld, SeaWorld,
Oh, you got it covered.
Hollywood on the Gold Coast. Schools will kick in.
Yeah.
It'll be, you know, Queensland, beautiful one day. Slumut Puggy, Bug Saji the next. Woo! Woo! Great jokes.
Hey, if you're still listening, we have a request. Like, you know, a lot of people make requests on podcasts.
Yeah.
Which is, if you like the show,
Leave a review.
leave a review.
Leave a review.
And
5
hit
stars.
hit that follow button. That's what they say in the American.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Like
we
and
love doing
subscribe.
it.
Like and subscribe.